And I'm going to mute you, Miss Dakota. Mute. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. We're coming to you live if you're watching the playback. Hey, watch the playback. We have some awesome things coming up tonight. We're going to go over some announcements. Jamie's got some really powerful training she's going to go over tonight. We're going to go over our product feature of the week, which is going to be the Revealing Radiance Peel. I was going to slap this on my face, but I'm going to be honest, my face is a little tender right now. So we're going to opt to not do that tonight because I don't think my nose can handle much more. So we'll just kind of jump in. Jamie, did you want to do announcements? You want me to do announcements?
I'm going to have you do announcements because there's no recognition tonight.
All right. Sounds like a game plan. So let me bring them up real quick. So announcements. Hold on, I got it right here. All right, so announcements. So don't forget, if you did the PCP program, your customers have gotten their catalogs. Make sure you're reaching out to them. Do your due diligence. Be like, hey, girl, I sent you a catalog. I wanted to see if you had any questions. I'm doing pre-orders for some of the new products. If you were a STAR consultant last quarter or participate in the PCP program, you can order the products now. If you did not participate in the PCP and are not a STAR consultant, then you can't order the new products till the 15th. We featured the new products last meeting. If you have any questions in regards to what the heck PCP is, or what being a STAR consultant is, reach out to one of your directors. We'll explain to you what that is. March 16th through April the 17th, you can start registering your customers for the preferred customer program for the summer catalog. So again, make sure you're registering even just one customer, you guys, and you really want to register your top customers. I would say if they spend like $100 or more, that's typically my rule of thumb. But it's cheaper than you sending a catalog. It's 75 cents to the company. They put a free sample in the catalog, and then it's a great way, like a great tool to follow up with your customers. So make sure you're doing that. And then career conference. So it's either the 20th and 21st or the 27th and 28th, depending on which city you're going to. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, career conference is one of the great events that we have every year with Mary Kay. Check it out. You go into Mary Kay in Touch under events, and then it's under career conference. You can see what cities it is in. Jamie is going to be going to Bellevue, Washington. I am going to be going to San Diego, California. Dakota is also going to San Diego, California. Whoop, whoop. So make sure you get registered. I know she's going to sunny Cali. What's up? So make sure you get registered. Registration ends the end of February. It's $95, but then you get $40 in credit back from the company for purchasing product. And it's just amazing, you guys. It's 2 days of like just tons of really great training. You really don't want to miss out on this event. And then this STAR quarter ends March 15th. So we literally are almost a month left of this quarter. So STAR quarter means that you've placed a minimum $600 wholesale to the company consistently for every quarter, which would make you a STAR. There's different gifts that you can get. Being a STAR, we say stars drive cars. There's a lot of perks to it too. Early ordering when we come out with new products, to when you have a website. Customers, when they look you up, you pop up before anybody else. Lots of perks. If you want information, reach out to your director. Do we want to just jump in, Miss Jamie?
Yeah, go ahead and do products of the week.
You want me to do product feature of the week? All right. So product feature of the week, we are going to feature this. I have a question for you, Jamie. Can you see me like on your computer, the big screen or my little screen?
I have it switched to see all three of you, but I'm highlighted right now. Go ahead and start talking, because whenever you start talking, you're highlighted.
Oh, okay. It's just on my computer. It's weird. It's not doing it, but that's cool. If it's working on yours, I'm cool with that. So this is the product feature of the week. This is our Revealing Radiance Peel. Revealing Radiance Peel. It's part of our Time-Wise repair line. This retails for $65, right? So really great product. What this does, if you're unfamiliar, you should totally use this. We sell it in samples, by the way, you guys. So those of you that have like older clientele, I highly recommend like throwing a sample of this when you deliver a product to them because it's absolutely amazing. I credit this for diminishing some of my age spots. So what it does, it's considered a glycolic peel. And I hate using the word peel because it's not like a peel off mask. It literally is like a cream. You just put it on, you leave it on for about 10 minutes and then rinse it off with lukewarm water. I will tell you that some of your customers may tell you they feel like a slight tingling sensation, which I absolutely do. Don't worry, it's not burning their skin. Essentially what this is doing is there's enzymes in it that actually eat away at your dead skin. It's actually a deeper exfoliant than a microdermabrasion, but it just doesn't have the roughness of the microderm. I actually prefer this one over the microderm because my skin's super sensitive and turns like cherry tomato red after doing the microderm. And again, this is really great. It's really diminished my age spots. So you can use this up to 2 times a week. And I would recommend telling your customers to use this at nighttime because it even says on the bottle after usage to limit your sun exposure, okay? So I would not recommend them doing this during the day. I would say at nighttime and just reiterate to them that the next day they really wanna make sure they wear an SPF, but it's a really, really great mask. So and we're going to jump into this, but this is something you can utilize. We're going to go over this in our training tonight to book like a second appointment. So we'll kind of dive into that a little bit later on, but really great product.
Yeah, and you can put the peel on your chest, on your neck, on your hands. You can actually do a glycolic peel on a person's hands on the go. Do one hand and then have them look at the 2 hands, and it's a really good way to do a quick facial so they're not getting into the whole face, but they can see how awesome it works. So that's just a thought too.
No, thank you. That's a really great tidbit, especially women who complain about like their negligee area, especially if they were someone who baked in the sun a lot and they have like, I hate to call it this, but leather necks. They'll see a huge difference on their negligee area. But no, that's a great idea, like to do the hands. But yeah, this stuff isn't like, you don't have to, I know this is like face products, you guys, but there's so many different applications for it. It doesn't just have to be your face. So no, great tips.
I have something totally unrelated, still product, but unrelated that I have to share because this is why we love products so much. There's a 3-in-1 bar that's listed in our catalogs, right? And the bar is like it's like a body bar for the shower. Oh my goodness, you guys, what the heck? Like I got one because I was like, I kind of want to try this and see, because the rest of our body needs a little bit of love too. And sometimes, when you're 40 like me, you kind of need the body starts to age a little bit too, and you can't just have the face and the neck looking awesome and then have the rest of it looking funky. So I started using this bar and it is so awesome. Like my skin feels so soft. I just had to throw that out there because even me, after almost 4 years, I still haven't been through the whole line yet,
Yeah. And the 3-1 bar, maybe we'll product feature that another time, but great thing too. Cindy Williams, one of our nationals, she's the one that came up with it. And I tell customers, I actually use my 3-1 bar to clean my makeup brushes because it's already in a dish. So easy. You just run it across it, cleans your makeup brushes super quick, and then you just rinse the bar off and then you're good to go.
Wow. So do you want to go ahead and go into the second appointment, and then I'll hit it home with the final training?
I like it, Jamie. So yeah, we just kind of wanted to touch upon, Jamie's going to do some training tonight on what we call the power of 3. But before we kind of dive into that, I wanted to just touch base again about scheduling a second appointment. So it's a really great way, you guys, to work your businesses full circle. And I'm not telling you that every facial part you're going to be successful and book a second appointment, okay? It's just not going to happen. And just like regular appointments, second appointments are not always going to hold, okay? It's the reality. But there's a lot of benefits to booking a second appointment. I have a customer right now. She actually was part of, so her sister's a bride. I did their pampering session 2 weeks ago, and the sister wanted to actually book her own party. She had given me a lot of referrals. We sat down. I didn't even get a chance to mention it. She brought it to me. She's like, hey, this is really fun, this girlfriend time. Can I book a second appointment? I'm like, absolutely, girlfriend. So we booked it. It's not till March, but she booked a second appointment. She already gave me her guest list. So just know, like, some women, that's happened to me in the past where you don't even really have to initiate it. Like, they just want that girlfriend time. And there's different ways to go about it. So I'm going to quickly go through this, but one of the ways I do it is I bring it up at the very beginning of my facial party. So when I'm going over introduction, I tell them, so really quickly, I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot of who I am. So you don't think of me as a scary Mary Kay lady. I get a little chuckle. Then I tell them, I give them the agenda. I'm going to give you a little background about Mary Kay Ashram Charitable Foundation. And then I tell them, I tell them everything. And then I tell them at the very end, we're going to do a one-on-one individual consultation. They'll give you an opportunity to ask me any additional questions that you may have. It'll also be your opportunity to book your second appointment with me, which is completely free as well. At that second appointment, we can do another skincare product or mask, depending on what you want. Or if you're more into makeup, we can do a free makeup consultation, but we can discuss that at the end, and I'll give you your free makeup bag or your free swag bag. And then when I'm doing, when I go over deals and discounts, when I'm finished going through all that in the marketing, I say, okay, now we're going to do a one-on-one individual consultation. I'm just going to pull you one by one over to this area. I have an area set up. And this will be your opportunity to ask me any questions you have, as well as, like I said, to book your second appointment with me. Again, they're free, and we can do a different skincare treatment. And then I'll give you your goodie bag. And then when we sit down, I go over all the questions with them. Once I've finished doing the sell, I tell them, okay. And again, you can do this different ways, but I'll tell them, okay, awesome. So especially if they haven't purchased something, I'll tell them, okay, so I noticed you really like the charcoal mask. What if I noticed you gave me a lot of referrals? Why don't we go ahead and schedule your second appointment? You can invite some of these people off of your referral list that you gave to me. I'll hold off contacting them for the time being. We'll schedule your second appointment. At that second appointment, I will gift you that charcoal mask as long as you keep this appointment that we scheduled today and you get at least 4 or 5 guests. Again, you can change the criteria, but it will motivate them to book that second appointment with you. Another option is if they've purchased product from you, say, hey, girlfriend, I can tell you really like the products and you have a lot of friends. Why don't we go ahead and schedule your second appointment? You'll be one of my preferred customers, and I'll gift you and come up with something you'll gift them with at that party. So it can be a percentage of the sales, which again, don't lose the farm on this. So if you want to give them 10% of the sales, and tell them, like, you have to keep your appointment with me. You have to have at least 4 to 5 guests. Have criteria too. Don't just like keep it open-ended. That way they keep the appointment with you. Or you can tell them, hey, I noticed on the front, or I noticed on your opinion form, you were really interested in learning more about skincare, or you checked off here you were interested in booking another appointment. Why don't we go ahead and do that? And here are your options, and have some different options in mind. We can do a detox mask. So the charcoal mask we did on your nose, we can do it on your entire face. I noticed you had concerns about the age spots. Why don't we go ahead and set up to do the Revealing Radiance Peel? This will really benefit your skin, and you can do this treatment. The rest of your guests can do treatment, and we can do some other things with it. Again, you can customize this, you guys. We have so many different masks. It's winter time. You can offer to do a winter mask with the Renewing Gel Mask and the Hydrogel eye pads. So there's different things you can do. And if you're just clueless about makeup, it doesn't have to be difficult, you guys. Do the color cards. Do the color cards, color match them with the medium to fuller coverage foundation, whether or not they really wear makeup, and have them do the color cards. Tell them, okay, you're just going to follow along, do it exactly how it's telling you, and learn yourself. On Mary Kay in Touch, there's under education, there's one on there about makeup. Take the time and educate yourself, because it teaches you about proper eyebrow shape, different shapes of your face. It'll give you a lot of background, but you don't have to have like $400 in makeup to be able to do a makeup consultation. It can be super quick, easy, and fun.
I agree too. And with makeup, I was scared to tap into that for a really long time, because being an ex-auto mechanic, being a, no like makeup person, I was terrified to even like consult people, because I'm like, I don't even know what to do. And so I will say that I like that you said simple, easy, follow, and dude, we have the education at our fingertips all the time. Like, the amount of education this company offers us is mind-blowing. Like, absolutely mind-blowing. So
yep, I agree. So yeah, get those second appointments, you guys. If you're not talking about it, you're not going to book it. Just like I heard so many times consultants not asking for referrals. I'm like, that you're there already. Like, tap into that. My first year in my business, I've shared this with several of you that are either watching this live or watch the playback. My first year in my business, I strictly worked off of referrals, nothing else. I didn't do lead generating. I didn't put out facial boxes, none of that. So I will hand it over to you, Miss Jamie.
Alrighty, so I am going to touch on one of my favorite subjects, which is the power of three. And so if you don't have a pen and paper ready, I would get a pen and paper ready, because this is the most stupidest, simplest concept ever. Yeah, girl, yeah. So it is the simplest concept ever. And whether you are a brand new consultant, like just fresh out the gates, don't know anything from anything, or whether you have been in your business for a little bit, or whether you have been in your business for a long bit and you've been on break or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's applicable to every person. And in fact, sometimes it's applicable to myself as a reminder, even as a seasoned director, right? So as a director, we still, power of three is three things, Mary Kay, every day. Three things every day, Mary Kay. If you could say that to yourself 10 times fast, three things every day, Mary Kay. Three things every day, Mary Kay. And that's it. That's all it is. So what does that look like? Well, three things. It can be, I stopped and talked to somebody on my way to the coffee. Like, I went to go get coffee this morning and I decided to warm chat. That's one thing. One warm chat. Okay. Maybe on my way to work this morning, or on my way home, I decided to pull off the side of the road and put a facial box in a location. Okay. Maybe when I got home, I had 10 minutes, or on my lunch break, I had 10 minutes, and I had this girl's phone number that I asked for the day before. And so I'm just going to call her. Okay. So you're basically doing one booking. It can be as simple as 3 bookings in one day, 3 facial boxes in one day, 3 warm chats in one day, or a mix and match of everything in between. The goal here is to do something every day and do 3 things every day. Okay. Most people can't handle it when you say, oh my gosh, do 10 booking calls today. You want to like shrivel up. You kind of want to freak out. You're like, I don't even have 10 leads. Like, how am I going to do 10 booking calls today? And what happens is, a confused mind does nothing, or you freak out and you're like, dude, I suck. And then you don't want to do anything. And we don't want that. Okay. So the reality is you take those 3 things and you do it every day. There is absolutely, I will promise you, I can make promises that I only make promises that I can keep. And I will promise you, if you do 3 things every day, in 1 month's time, you will grow momentum, and you will get to a point where you can start doing more things, where you can start doing 10 booking calls a day, where your consistency is there, where you're feeling like you have that momentum and you're winning every day. You're winning, even if it's just a little bit out of your comfort zone. And that momentum builds and grows. And the more it does, the more stronger, better you feel. So I can make that promise to you, because I know from experience that if you do 3 things every day, it grows. So what do you have to add to that, Crystal? Because I know, I can see it in your eyes. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, it's true. I think we get into this headspace where, where we advocate like, oh, you should do 10 booking calls, or you should be dedicating an hour each day to doing booking calls, or you should be holding 5 appointments a week, that we like shut down for whatever reason. We make it into this bigger deal that it's not. So I love that you share that, like the power of 3. I mean, I've even been someplace where I'm like, oh crap, I don't have any time to do a booking call. Well, I have these 15 minutes. All right, I'm just going to do it. And then I add 1 or 2 new appointments. Or lately I've been doing a lot more warm chatting. Yesterday when I broke my nose, I made a joke to my friend Janet. There was a good Samaritan that walked up and helped us. And I had Janet laughing because I'm like, I should have warm chatted her with all this blood like spewing out of me. And Janet was like, only you? I'm like, yeah, but I should have been like, girl, I want to gift you a pampering session. But that would have been awesome, dude. But it's the truth. Like, we're always around people. And lately I've been more intentional. Like the last time I went out to Vegas, I was supposed to have 3 facial parties that day. 2 of them ended up canceling. And I could have been like, oh my God, it's going to be such a crappy day. And I chose to make it a better day because I did what you said, like the power of 3. So I did booking calls and I added some appointments. I got my nails done, and there happened to be a girl sitting right there. I warm chatted her. I just booked her yesterday. Like, she's super excited. And I did a facial party, and I signed 2 new girls, and I sold over $300. So it's switching your mindset and not overwhelming you. And it could be small little things, but celebrate everything, you guys, whether it's you got 2 booking calls in, and it doesn't matter, you guys, like, it happens. I mean, the month of January, I saw 100 faces. I didn't add any new team members. There's going to be times you do 50 booking calls and maybe nobody books an appointment, but then the next day you do 10 booking calls and all 10 of them book. Like, I've had that happen. So celebrate all the wins and just know that being consistent in your business is where you create the momentum and where it starts getting the wheels turning with your business quicker and quicker and quicker, and where you're going to see more results happening versus you're just complacent and, oh my God, this business doesn't work, because ladies, it works.
Yeah. And, during my journey, I worked 50 hours a week while I was going through DIQ. So I submitted for DIQ with 50 hours a week and 3 kids at home. And a lot of times people say, oh, hey, like, I'm too busy for this, I can't handle it. But what you end up doing really is the power of 3. Now, maybe at my stage in my business at that time, the power of 3 meant the power of 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. But it starts somewhere, right? So if you're the person who just started and you have no idea what's happening, 3 things a day, share the business with 3 people. Say, hey, or even talk to somebody, walk up to somebody, say, a person you know and trust, and just let them know, like, hey, I sell Mary Kay. That's something. Celebrate that. Like, to be able to talk about your business, that's celebrating it. But when I was in the peak of DIQ, I would take my 10-minute breaks and I would go out and I would do a booking call. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'd get 1 or 2 booking calls in my 10 minutes, and then I'd go back in. And so it was really about being intentional about what you can do, not necessarily like a lot of times people say, I can't do 10, so I'm not going to do any. But really, it's all about just doing the 1 or the 2 or the 3 when you can. Mm-hmm. So I've seen this actually work, which is part of why I was so excited during boot camp when I watched $1 Million Message, and they were talking about this and how your momentum grows. The other thing is if you have your sights set on a car, if you have your sights set, yep, I'm talking to you, Dakota. If you have your sights set on a car, if you got your sights set on directorship or promoting yourself to the next level in this business, or just bringing yourself like more money, more consistency. Consistency is the key. 3 things every day, 3 turns into 5, 5 turns into 10. And before you know it, you're running your business like a well-oiled machine. And you're respecting your business and you're treating your business like a business instead of just sort of a hobby. Remember that people say this all the time, but if you don't respect your business, how do you expect other people to respect your business? Right. And that goes to my family too. Like, my kids know that I respect my business when my door is shut. Mommy's working, and you need to respect that mommy's working, because I treat my business like a business. When my door's open, it's playtime, it's time to have fun. So really early on, when my kids were younger, they knew that I thought of my business like a business, and I treated it like that. So I don't know if there's anything else to share. I mean, I feel like I just mic dropped on myself with the whole power of 3. Like, I'm really excited about this.
No, it's true, you guys. Like, it starts, I keep saying this, and it's the absolute truth. I was sharing this with Janet yesterday. Like, today is today, tomorrow's not promised. And what are you slacking on right now that you could do today? And I feel like sometimes, like right now, it's 7 o'clock. We'd be like, oh my God, it's too late. Like, ultimately, you guys, IPA hours until 9 p.m. So there's been times where I get busy. Okay, cool. I couldn't do my booking calls earlier. We'll do them right now. Okay. And hold yourself accountable. And exactly what Jamie said, start small. If you're too overwhelmed, start small. Say, okay, maybe I can't do 10 booking calls, but I have 15 minutes right now. I'm going to see how many I can get in. Or I always carry facial boxes wherever I go. I see a cute spot, I'm going to pull over and put it out or try to. Or like I said, I've been out and about and I see a really nice person or they gave me really good customer service, I'm going to warm chat them. So, do you have anything else to add, Jamie, before we kind of wrap it up?
The only other thing is, when we're talking about the three things, that can even extend to reaching out to customers. So, even reaching out to one customer, or just think of everything that we do in our business, whether it's action oriented stuff to bring customers or follow up to reach out to your customers again. It took me about 2 years to really work my customer base like I should. I'm just, being transparent with you. I didn't really work my customer base like I should at the beginning, and that I wasn't following up with them. It was kind of like, next, next, next. And some people stayed with me and some people didn't. And the reality is that if you want to build a good, sustainable business, customer retention is huge. And working your customers into that touch point or checking in after you sell them something, they have the two by two by two, which is you reach out to them 2 days after, 2 weeks after, and 2 months after you sell them something. And again, that can be worked into it as well. It can be part of your one thing you do today. um, you know so customers are really important too. Really quickly, a proof of that is just between Friday and Sunday, myself, I reached out to 230 customers and I sold $970 just in reorders this weekend. So that was between basically Saturday and Sunday. And it was just one text message that I gave you guys as a template. And my customers came back and said, oh my gosh, I want this, this, and this. And I sold 970. So it really can help to keep those customers on.
I agree. No, that's great, Jamie. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. We'll be coming back to you again live next Wednesday with some different topics. We appreciate those of you that have watched it live or are watching the playback. Like, this is why we're doing this, for extra training for you guys. Dakota and Jamie still stay on even after I stop recording, okay? But the rest of you, thank you so much, and I appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and stop. Bye, you guys.